Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the lecture of classical mechanics. Now, in this lecture, we are going to see a Gillick-Line parameter. Before that, we should see first some definition of matrices. Let me start with the conjugate matrix. Okay, what is a conjugate matrix? The matrix obtained by any given matrix by replacing its elements by corresponding complex conjugate. Replacing its element by corresponding complex conjugate. Okay, and it is denoted by A star. Okay, if suppose the entries are of the form A plus IB, then we can replace them in the form of A minus IB. So it is called a conjugate matrix. Okay. Now everyone knowing what is a trace of a matrix? Trace of matrix is nothing but summation over I AII. That means addition of all the diagonal elements. The next we are going to see is transpose conjugate. Okay. Transpose conjugate of a matrix is called, suppose if I want to find out transpose conjugate, QT will be denoted by Q star T. Okay, Q star T, or we can have QT, it's a star. A star denotes conjugate and T is a transpose. Now, I think everyone knowing what is a transpose. Replacing rows to column is a transpose. Okay, next is unitary matrix. What do you mean a unitary matrix? If a square matrix Q with the complex element is said to be unitary matrix, square matrix Q with the complex entries is said to be unitary matrix if it satisfies the condition. Okay. Next, similar matrices. I think everyone know what is a similar matrices. There exists a non-singular matrix such that AP is equals to PP, P into B. If there exists a matrix P such that it satisfies the condition AP is equal to PB, then we say that it is a A and B are similar matrices, or in another way, if there exists a non-singular matrix which satisfies the condition PB P inverse. Oh, sorry, it is not P inverse, B. Correct, it is PB P inverse, then it is called A and B are similar matrices. Okay, what do you mean by self-adjoint matrix? A matrix is said to be self-adjoint if P is equal to adjoint of a matrix P. If it is equal to its adjoint, then it is called a self-adjoint matrix. So in this way, actually these definitions we will need later on in this chapter. So that's why I am taking this. You can write one note which is important. Under the similar transposition, self-adjoint and trace-free property. Trace-free means what? Addition of all the diagonal elements. If it is equal to 0, then it is called a trace free. Properties are invariant. Okay. Now you should understand what is this node. Under the similar transposition, that means if we have any two similar matrices, then if A is self-adjoint, obviously B will be self-adjoint. And if A is a trace free, obviously B will also be a trace free. This is very important for the set exam. Many times these type of questions are related to linear algebra in the set exam. So you should see all the properties of similar matrices. Go through all the properties of similar matrices and check yourself whether these are correct or not. Let us go for the last point of our classical mechanics paper, Cayley-Klein parameter. A set of four complex number. Okay, what is Cayley-Klein parameter? A set of four complex number, alpha, beta, gamma, and delta, which are used to describe the orientation of a rigid body in the space, is called a Cayley-Klein parameter. Which are used to describe orientation of a rigid body in the space is called Cayley-Klein parameter. Okay. These are simply four complex number which you are going to describe the orientation of a rigid body, just like we have seen for the simple pendulum and all the examples which we have seen in the first chapter. Right? In the first chapter, many example we have seen degrees of freedom. Many examples we have seen about the degrees of freedom, generalized coordinate. Okay. Now to describe the orientation of a rigid body, as we have studied initially in this chapter, for any rigid body, we need only three coordinates to describe, because any next new coordinate is not going to be any extra number in the degrees of freedom. Right? So, for describing any type of a rigid body in the three space, we need only three generalized coordinate. Sorry, three coordinate, and because we know that the new coordinate which we are going to add is not going to add any degrees of freedom, डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम को वो कोई इफेक्ट नहीं करेगा ना. Okay, those who are not remembering, suppose we have any rigid body. For any rigid body, if this is a point, we require three coordinates, say x, y, z. If I am going to have the next coordinate, then the distance of this second coordinate from the first one is already fixed out. So it needs only 2 degrees of freedom. And here, if I am going to specify the third one, the distance of third particle from the first two is already fixed out. So total degrees of freedom we need is 3 plus 2 plus 1. And if you are going to add any extra coordinate, no doubt it requires 3 coordinate, but it is not going to add any number in the degrees of freedom. Right? Since the fourth particle will have the fixed distance from the first three, that means 3 Cartesian coordinate and 3 restriction. What are the 3 restriction? The distance of fourth particle from the first three is fixed out. These things we have discussed in detail, so that's why I'm not repeating it. Okay. But here you can see the alpha, beta, gamma, and delta are the three point four Cayley-Klein parameter, and we are saying that it is a complex. So totally we have 8 quantities. Okay. So total 8 quantity we have. But initially in this chapter we have studied, for any rigid body we require only 6 generalized coordinate, or 6 degrees of freedom will be there, or only 3 particles are sufficient to describe the position. Okay. Eulerian angles are difficult to use in the numerical because we have seen already the very big matrix we are going to get, right? If you remember, A is equal to B into C into D, very big matrix we are getting A is equal to. Okay, so it is very difficult to operate in the numerical method. That means it is difficult to do calculation, so that's why we are going to follow this one. Now you can see here alpha, beta, gamma, delta. These are four complex number. If these are four complex number, then alpha is with two numbers a plus say ib. We can say a1, b1, and say this is a2 plus ib2. Say this is a3 plus ib3. So totally we have eight quantities. Now we have to reduce this eight quantities to six, or we can say this four parameter we have to reduce to three independent quantities, three particles. So six generalized coordinates will be there. If we are going to reduce this eight quantities to three quantities. Okay, we have to reduce because we have already studied that for any rigid body we are getting six generalized coordinate and only three particles are sufficient to describe. But here we are getting eight points, right? A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3, A4, B4. Now we have to reduce this. Okay, let us follow the procedure. Reduction of eight quantities into three quantities. Why we are doing this? Because we already knowing that for any rigid body only three particles are sufficient to describe the orientation of a rigid. Now consider two-dimensional complex plane. Let U and V be the real and imaginary axis. Let U be the real axis, V be the imaginary axis, and U dash is equal to alpha U plus beta V. V dash is equal to gamma U plus delta V. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta are nothing but your complex numbers, and then we can write this in the form of, say this is our equation 1. What is Q is a matrix of transformation from U to U dash, or UV to U dash V dash. Now we know that minimum number of linearly independent coordinate need to require the orientation of a rigid body is 3. Now we have to reduce this 8 quantities into 3. Why it is 8 quantity? Because these are four complex number. The four complex number involved with the 8 quantities. Now we know that Q is a identity matrix. Sorry, Q is unitary matrix which have the restriction Q into Q transpose conjugate is equal to identity. Let us name it as say equation 2. What is QT? We have written just now, it is transpose conjugate. First we have to find out the conjugate and then transpose, or vice versa. And what is the next consideration? Determinant of Q is 1. Okay, if determinant of Q is 1, this is what alpha, beta, gamma and delta is equal to 1, which means that alpha delta minus beta gamma is equal to 1, which is say equation number 3. What is the condition? Okay, what is alpha, beta, gamma and delta? These are our Q. What is Q? Q is a transposition matrix from U to U dash. What is Q transpose? It is with alpha star, say gamma star, beta star, delta star. It will be alpha star, beta star, gamma star, delta star, but you have to take a transpose also. So after taking the transpose, this will be alpha beta star here, and this gamma star, delta star are here. Now multiplying these matrices, we get it is by equating the matrices, we get let us name it as equation 4. Say this is equation 7. Since I am writing here the next equation. Totally how many equations we get? 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, fine. Right, now let us use our equation number 6. We get alpha gamma star is equal to minus of beta delta star, and hence we get alpha upon beta is equal to minus of delta star upon gamma star. Let us name it as equation 8. And say from equation 3 we get, what is our equation 3? The matrix determinant of Q is equal to 1. Why this is so? Because Q is a unitary matrix. Now we have the equation, that means we have to divide on both sides by beta delta. Dividing by beta delta on both sides, we get what we get, alpha upon beta minus gamma upon delta is equal to 1 upon beta delta. Now just now we have got the equation alpha upon beta is equal to some equation number 8. What is alpha upon beta? Minus delta star upon gamma star. So you can say using we get minus delta star upon gamma star minus gamma upon delta is equal to 1 upon beta delta, and hence we get now you can cancel delta from the both side. What is the value of delta delta star gamma gamma star from the equation 6? You can see here, sorry, equation 5, gamma gamma star plus delta delta star is equal to 1. So this whole term will be equal to 1, and hence we get beta is equal to minus gamma star. So hence we got the first relation. So this is equation 9. Again solving equation 4 for equation 7. We get gamma upon delta is equal to beta star upon alpha star with the negative sign. So our equation number, say, I'm going to name this as some equation. So using equation 1, what is the consideration? By using that equation 1, we get alpha upon beta plus beta star upon alpha star is equal to 1 upon beta delta. Simply I have replaced this one from the equation 1. Okay, multiplying this, we get alpha alpha star plus beta beta star, taking the LCM. This beta beta get cancelled. What is the value of this from the above equation? Alpha alpha star plus beta beta star. Equation 4 you can see. And hence we get what we get? 1 upon alpha star is equal to 1 upon delta, and hence we get alpha star is equal to delta. This is equation 10. And hence now the matrix can be written as okay, what is the value of beta we got here? Value of beta from the equation number 9, we get it is minus, okay, let me write down beta as it is, then we will replace the gamma star. It will be beta star with negative sign. This is alpha star. Okay, you can see here we have the equation number 9. Beta is equal to minus gamma star. Or you can have beta star is equal to minus gamma. Transpose it will be equalized, na? So instead of gamma I have written minus beta star, and instead of delta we have written here equation number 10. What is our equation 10? Delta is equal to alpha star. And hence we get the relation alpha alpha star plus beta beta star is equal to 1. Thus we got now solving this one. This is what Q we have obtained. आधी काय होता आपल्याकडे फक्त अल्फा बीटा गॅमा डेल्टा. Now we got the relation in such a way that alpha alpha star plus beta beta star is equal to 1. Right? Why this is so? We have to solve this determinant. इसकी determinant value निकालोगे तो आपको ये equation मिलेगा. Right? So we have the total 4 quantities, that is alpha alpha star, beta beta star. The total 4 quantity related to the one equation. Actually these are not 4 quantity. If you know alpha, alpha star can be found. Conjugate है ना आपका. अगर a plus ib आपको पता है तो a minus ib obviously पता होगा. So totally 2 we are having alpha alpha star beta beta star are related by equation. What is the equation? Alpha alpha star plus beta beta star is equal to 1. So these are 4 complex number. 8 quantities in the 4 complex number are reduced to 3. How it is reduced to 3? These are 4 quantities related by one equation. Okay, related by one equation means what? They are dependent. Okay, so that's why just now we have I told you that we have studied in the degrees of freedom. Okay, total Cartesian coordinate related by equation. If we are having any restriction, geometric restriction, any linearly independent dependentness, so depending on that, if they are dependent by one equation, so we can have two generalized coordinate. Here also for quantities related by one equation, so we get 3 quantities. So total 8 quantities are reduced to 3 now. Okay. The next is very big theorem that I have already shared you in the notes. You can take down from that also, or I will show you here only by sharing the screen. If you have any type of a doubt, you can ask later on. We'll take one more lecture for clearance of a doubt. Okay, so we are only remaining with this one. Okay, this theorem, the transformation matrix in terms of Cayley-Klein parameter, show that Cayley-Klein parameters specify the orientation of a rigid body, or to each unitary matrix Q, there is associated real orthogonal transformation in the 3D space. What we have to do here, actually we have Cayley-Klein parameters in terms of complex number alpha, beta, gamma, delta. So we have to find out a matrix in terms of Cayley-Klein parameter transformation matrix. Okay, for that, let us consider P is any matrix in the UV complex plane, and we have to find out P is a trace free. Why it is trace free? Z minus Z it will be 0. Trace free and adjoint property will be trace free and conjugate property will be as it is if we have similar matrices. So here we have unity matrix Q such that P dash is equal to QP Q transpose. Q is a unitary matrix. Let P dash be the matrix in U dash V dash plane, and X dash Y dash Z dash be the determined from the equation 3 and 4. And by using these simple calculations, by equating them and by using these consideration, we are getting these equations, and after solving these equations, we get the matrix such that we have a transformation from x y z to x dash y dash and z dash, and whatever the matrix we are getting, it is in terms of alpha, beta, gamma and delta. Okay. आधी आपण युलेरियन अँगल्स जे यूज केले होते त्याच्यामध्ये पण एक मोठा मॅट्रिक्स भेटला होता ना. So that why we are saying that it is difficult to solve. That's why we have come here. This is also difficult. We are getting one matrix which is of this form. Since this is simply a transformation from x to x dash, just like we have done for a Eulerian angles, we have got a very big matrix in terms of sine, cosine, and all in terms of Eulerian angle. So here also we have to find out one transformation. I hope you can do this as a self-study part. क्या करना है आपको? सिर्फ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन फाइंड आउट करना है इन टर्म्स. It is a transformation matrix from x to x dash. Okay. If still you have a doubt, we'll take this in the next lecture if you want. Otherwise, you can do a self study. I have completed 100% syllabus except this. ये बहुत difficult नहीं है, आप लोग कर सकते हो. I hope. Okay, what we have, Cayley-Klein parameter specify the orientation of a rigid body. We obtain the matrix of transformation in terms of Cayley-Klein parameter. Let P be the matrix in UV complex plane. What is our equation 1? Okay, Z x minus Iy, x plus Iy and minus Z. It is a trace-free matrix. Now here we have to find out, suppose a matrix P is transformed to a matrix P dash by means of our unitary matrix Q, and then later on what we have to do, P dash is what? With Z dash x dash minus I by x dash plus Iy dash minus Z dash. So now we have to just simply find out the transformation from x to x dash, where x dash, y dash, z dash to be determined. We have to find out them. We can find out this from the equation P dash is equal to Q P Q transpose. Okay. You can see the consideration solving these equation. Okay. This big equation we have named it as say x suffix to the plus. In solving these equation we have got the values of those terms, and then we get this matrix. Okay, this is what the matrix of transformation from x to x dash, which is in terms of Cayley-Klein parameter. As I told you that we have a Eulerian we have got a matrix in terms of Eulerian angle, which is a matrix of transformation from x to x dash, which was a very big matrix to solve. So here also we are getting some big matrix, but still you can do this. If you have any type of a doubt, you can ask me anytime. We can take, if you have one more session for clearance of doubt also. Okay, thank you.